Hi everyone, my name is Jacqueline and I'm here to talk to you about enjoyonline.com. It is a way that we can help educate our families and also re-educate any other information that we or other providers have already covered. So the enjoyonline.com website goes hand in hand with the trifold that we give to all of our families. This is in our patient admission folder. And if you go to the first QR code that is right over here, it would actually tell the family exactly how to log in. So you put in your, there's like actually a little video that tells them what to put into the website. So you put in an email address, you set up a password, and then you put in an access code. So to view all the information online in English, the access code is capital SCH, number 3, and then lowercase ENG. And if they want to view the information in Spanish, it's capital SCH, number 3, lowercase SPA. And then the trifold goes hand in hand with the website, and that it goes over all the topics that are mentioned there as well. So they can actually go QR code to QR code and go through the entire website with this. Or if they just want to go straight to the online version, they can go to enjoyonline.com, register again there, and then pull up their information through there, and then they'll access all the same information. But in an ideal world, you would want to present this on admission and then go through it step by step as they continue their time in our hospital. And then at the end as well to kind of review any of the discharge education. So I already pulled up the website that our educator created. So they have a different view than we do. But the view that the families will have will just be this box right over here that says Stanford Medicine Children's Health. And then this box over here that says Understanding Pregnancy to Parenthood. I want to point out a few things though before we continue. So if a family selects or enters the access code in English, for example, but they want to see the information in Spanish later on because say their partner speaks Spanish, they can go up here, say it says select language, and then they'll click Spanish or Espanol, and then everything will be in Spanish, and they could just flip versions as well. And then another thing is that if the family has a baby in NICU, for example, they can actually redeem additional access codes right over here, and then they can see their information. So our access codes are specific for our postpartum patients and their babies. So it'll focus on those topics, and to see other units, you'll need other access codes. And remember to let your families know that I believe you have this information or you're able to log in to this website about a year or so, or even a little bit longer. So it's great to have so that anytime when they want to just review something, they can always go back to this website and revisit those education topics. So the first box here is the one that you'll have to kind of just show your families because it's a little confusing. You want to let them know that they will need to check or click on the button that says maternity unit. Once they click on the maternity unit, they'll see all those QR codes that are listed on the trifold. So those are all the bullet points that are listed here. So it says here, first day in maternity, next days in maternity, day you're going home, resources after you're going home. So it's really nice to mention that they have these options to look at all these educational topics. They have little blurbs of each. And they also have videos if it says videos on the sides, and they're great videos. So it talks about like baby safety, breastfeeding, birthing, parent care, just things that they should know on the first day. And then next days in maternity, patient education, again, baby education, like with breastfeeding, coping with crying, babies that might be separated from their moms, just information about that. Day that you're going home, kind of talks about medications that you might be going home with, warning signs for mom, knowing when your baby is sick, baby safety. And then the last one goes over resources after you go home. So once they are already home, then they can just kind of look at all of this information with like warning signs and mental health information that they might be like wondering about, breastfeeding education or revisiting things that they might not remember. or if they're in doubt, like, oh, is this mastitis? And they would look at there and then look at the video there. If they are finally introducing artificial nipples or formula, they want more information about that, they can click that. So it just is really a good place to refer all our patients to, especially because not all the providers and nurses are going to get a chance to really go in depth with all of these topics. So I think it's great to have them know exactly where they can go to really go over these topics themselves if they would like to. So that is that. It's great and it will save us a lot of time, I believe. So I think you should show that to your families. And also, this little box on the bottom, it's Understanding Pregnancy to Parenthood web app. This talks about exactly, or this is exactly what our Enjoy booklets used to be, basically. So it goes through all of these. So introduction, understanding pregnancy, understanding birth, understanding mother care, understanding breastfeeding, understanding newborn. So if they actually like click through, they can really find all the things that they would want to look through. So that is it. I just wanted to show you that. If you have any questions regarding any of this Enjoy information, let us know. We're here to help. So again, the QR codes match up with the online education. And if they need any help with accessing it or enrolling, the first QR code is the one that tells them everything. And again, the access code is SCH number 3, lowercase ENG or lowercase SPA if it's in Spanish. Set them up, click maternity unit, and then just show them where things are so that they can go through it and kind of go through it at their own speed and know that they have a place to look at when they need to actually, see those things or review those things. Anyways, thank you very much. Bye.